I was skeptical about this one. I mean, I've tried a few autopilot systems over the years, and most of them either feel clunky or just don't hold a heading worth a darn when the wind picks up. But this Simrad Ap44 pack came in and quietly changed how I handle long runs on the water. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What sold me was the plug-and-play setup. I've got a 26-foot center console, and I didn't want to rip apart the dash or run a mess of new wires. The Ap44 comes with everything you need to bolt on a drive unit, mount the control head, and sync it to your existing network. In my case, I already had a Simrad display, so the autopilot just showed up as another instrument page. 10 minutes later I was steering with the wheel and letting the boat do the work. No soldering, no crimping, no waiting for the marine electrician. If you're handy with basic tools, you can have this up and running before lunch. The drive unit itself is the real hero. It's a hydraulic linear drive, so it's smooth even when you're pushing 30+ knots or bucking a chop. I took it out in 15-knot gusts last weekend and the boat held a steady 270 degrees without hunting back and forth like my old tiller pilot used to. The drive arm is stainless and the cylinder is double-ended, so it doesn't sag over time. I've seen cheaper units where the ram starts to droop after a season. This one still feels tight after 3 months. Course keeping is where it really shines. You set a waypoint on the Simrad display, hit auto, and the Ap44 uses the boat's existing GPS and compass to steer straight to it. I ran a 12-mile offshore route last Saturday and the average crosstrack error was under 15 feet. That's tighter than I can steer by hand most days. And when you're single-handing or just want to sip coffee, it's a game saver. I also like the wind vane mode. You tell it a target angle to the wind and it'll hold that apparent wind no matter how the gusts shift. Perfect for trolling or keeping the bow into a chop while you work a spreader bar. Integration is seamless if you already run Simrad or B&G gear. The autopilot talks NMEA 2000, so it shares data with radar, fish finders, and AIS without extra boxes. I use it with my Simrad NSS Evo 3 to set exclusion zones around buoys and automatically steer around them. The control head also has a jog lever so you can nudge the boat left or right without breaking auto mode, handy when you're dodging lobster pots or adjusting for current. Build quality feels like it belongs on a commercial vessel, not a weekend fisherman's boat. The control head is IPX6 rated, so a splash of seawater won't hurt it. The drive unit is powder-coated aluminum with stainless hardware, and the hydraulic hoses are marine-rated with swivel fittings that don't chafe. I've had it mounted for 3 months and the only maintenance was wiping salt spray off the cylinder once. Power draw is reasonable too. The drive unit only pulls about 3 amps at cruise, so it won't flatten your battery on an overnight run. I've got it wired through a dedicated 10-amp fuse on the house bank, and I haven't noticed any voltage drop even when the stereo and fridge are running. Now, nothing's perfect. The instruction manual is more of a quick start guide. You'll need to dig into Simrad's online library for the full wiring diagrams and calibration steps. I spent about 20 minutes on YouTube tutorials to get the drive gain and rudder limits dialed in just right. Also, the drive unit is a bit long for shallow draft boats. Make sure you measure from the transom to your rudder shaft before ordering. I had to shim the mounting bracket up an inch on my 20-degree dead rise hull. All in all, this autopilot has earned its spot on the dash. It's reliable, easy to install, and it actually improves your boat handling instead of just adding another gadget. If you're running offshore or just want to relax on a long run, it's worth the investment. Check it out using the link below if it sounds like the right fit for your boat.